Right now on ABC 10 News at 4, a deputy-involved shooting in Encinitas leaves one man dead. Neighbors describe the moment gunfire erupted in the area. Plus, Californians have a simpler way to show proof of their COVID-19 vaccinations. We'll break down how a new digital tool works to allow you to access your record. And the multi-million-dollar investment to combat the homeless crisis in San Diego. The optimism and skepticism on the city and county's team effort.
ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
Sheriff's investigators say this is the gun a man pulled on them this morning in Encinitas. Deputies shot and killed that man. It happened in a neighborhood off of Leucadia, just west of the 5. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lindsay Pena in for Kimberly Hunt. Here is ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco with the call that sent deputies to the area.
It all started when a neighbor here on Elois Avenue called the sheriff's department about a suspicious person. It ended with that man getting shot and killed at the bottom of that hill. Orpheus Avenue remained a crime scene Friday. People who live here say, other than the freeway noise, it's normally quiet. That changed just before 8 a.m. when neighbors were startled by gunfire.
It just went like pop, 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 like fast like that. And I thought it was gunshot at first, but then I thought, well, guns don't usually go like that fast.
A sheriff's department spokeswoman says this is the gun a man pulled out when 2 deputies showed up to respond to a neighbor's call about a suspicious person. The call came from a home on Eolis Avenue, just west of the crime scene.
At some point during the contact, the person did produce a handgun. At that point, 2 of our deputies discharged their firearms, striking the subject.
Deputies tried to save the man, but he died at the hospital. Investigators could be seen going through what looked like a homeless setup on a hillside between the 2 streets. Neighbors say the man was living there.
I guess the guy that was staying up there caused, I don't know the problem, but he was causing an extra problem or something. The neighbor called the police.
Investigators have not confirmed that the man was homeless, but they say deputies have dealt with him before. His name has not been released. Reporting in Encinitas, Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
San Diego police are investigating a homicide in the Mira Mesa area. Police responded to a call of a man covered in blood acting erratically in front of a home. This happened around 7 a.m. on Burlington Way. Officers detained him for questioning. They later found another man's body inside a nearby house. The victim is not identified yet, and it is unclear how he died. Turning now to the ongoing heat wave as we take a live look outside. A flex alert is in effect tonight from 6 to 9 in California, which means we're all being asked to conserve energy. Meteorologist Angelica Campos is tracking this heat that is supposed to last through Sunday, right, Angelica?
That's right, Lindsay. Some areas will see some improvements starting tomorrow, but it's going to take some time. And of course, I sound like a broken record. The heat wave continues. Much of the Southwest is under excessive heat warnings or elevated fire danger, which we're right in the mix of it all. Here in San Diego County, you can see the excessive heat warning for inland communities will continue until 9 p.m. Saturday. And then for the rest of the county, including our mountains and deserts, until 9 p.m. Coastal communities are not included. And really, the coast has been the place to be. You can see the big difference happening right now. 65 degrees in Carlsbad versus 84 degrees in Ramona. 90s in Warner Springs, and Borrego Springs 119 degrees, officially breaking the record for today. The rest of the records will come out in about 20 or 25 minutes, so we'll make sure to have that for you in the 7-day forecast. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Angelica. Today, the state released details about a new digital tool that allows people to access their COVID-19 vaccine record. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Coronel breaks down how it works.
After you get your vaccine at a site like this superstation in Chula Vista, all of that information is sent to a state database. And now by logging on to a website that the state has created, you can get access to that information. Nearly 20 million Californians are fully vaccinated. That means every single one of those individuals has their own COVID-19 vaccine card. Health officials say there's a chance some of those cards will get misplaced or stolen. So the state has launched a new website that will allow people to get a digital backup of their own card, so you can have it for your medical records
or if you need it to verify your vaccination status. All you have to do is log on to the website myvaccinerecord.cdph.ca.gov. There you plug in some basic information such as your name, birth date, and an email or phone number you submitted when signing up to get a vaccine. You'll then be asked to choose a 4-digit PIN. You'll get a link to your vaccine record, and you can access that information once you successfully enter your PIN. Each person is also assigned a specific QR code. Once it's scanned, your vaccination record will come up.
Everyone who administers a vaccine today in the state of California reports that to the immunization information system, and we are simply now giving residents of the state of California an ability to find their record in that system and get a copy for themselves as a backup.
State health and technology officials also address concerns about privacy and security issues, adding once the QR code is scanned, a person can only see the information, but it can't be stored or replicated because of a required digital signature.
If you have issues accessing this information, the state has set up a call center that you can reach out to and get help. Reporting from Chula Vista, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Here's a look at vaccination numbers in San Diego County. 76% of eligible San Diegans received at least one dose. About 64% are fully vaccinated. Today, President Biden celebrated a milestone of 300 million vaccine shots in the 150 days in the U.S.
That's an important milestone that just didn't happen on its own or by chance. It took the ingenuity of American scientists, the full capacity of American companies, and the whole of government response across federal, state, tribal, and local governments.
Despite the milestone, Biden said there is more work to do. He said even more Americans need to get the vaccine, especially considering the emergence of variants of the coronavirus. Officials are warning about the highly transmissible Delta variant. We'll have more on that variant in just a bit. And it seems unlikely at this point that all 50 states will reach the president's goal of 70% of adults with at least one vaccine dose by July 4th. Right now, at least 14 states and the District of Columbia reached that goal. California is on the list, along with other states like Washington and New York. The majority of states that reached the threshold so far are on the East Coast.
The Delta variant of COVID-19 is expected to become the new dominant strain in the United States. Now, this is the variant that's been responsible for the recent surge in cases and deaths in India and is already dominant in Britain.
What we're learning about it is that it has several mutations in it that are associated with it being more transmissible. It appears to be more transmissible than the original version of the virus and more transmissible than other variants of concern.
The Delta variant can spread more rapidly among unvaccinated people. Experts are finding both doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines protect against Delta. Some worry the symptoms with Delta are different than the original strain, but that may be because of who is now getting infected.
Because you have to remember that younger people are getting infected with the Delta variant because they have lower levels of vaccination. And younger people tend to experience milder symptoms from COVID-19. So this may not necessarily be a difference in how the virus is behaving, but a difference in how the virus is behaving in a certain population who is more prone to have cold-like symptoms with COVID-19 versus more severe symptoms or more pronounced symptoms.
Younger people could have less severe symptoms with the Delta variant, like headaches, sore throat, runny nose, and fever.
The point is that when it comes to these variants, the solution to them is a high level of vaccination in the population. Because even with the more troublesome variants, our vaccines are able to stop what matters: serious disease, hospitalization, and death.
The CDC advisory panel that was supposed to discuss reported heart inflammation related to the COVID-19 vaccine will meet next Wednesday instead. Today's meeting was postponed to observe the new federal holiday, Juneteenth, National Independence Day. CDC has identified nearly 300 reports of suspected myocarditis or pericarditis in people ages 12 to 24. It was more common in men and reported after both doses of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines. All right, topping the news feed, you can pack your bags for Europe if you wish. U.S. travelers will be allowed to go to Europe this summer. The EU has lifted restrictions for non-essential travel from 14 countries, including the United States. Now, while many stadiums have been at full capacity, that may not be the case for the Olympics, which start about 5 weeks from now. The Japanese government's medical advisor says the safest way to hold the games in Tokyo is without fans. Lawmakers want to look into the coronavirus outbreak with a commission, one that would be like the commission that looked into 9/11. Now, this commission would look at the origins of the virus, how the United States communicated with other governments, and just how coordinated the response was.